Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Jaime.
I'm Lucas.
And today we're gonna teach you how to properly sprout in our Luna mesh. I'm gonna talk a bit about what is sprouting and the health benefits of sprouting.
And I'm going to show you each step that you need to do in order to do your sprouts. It's a very easy process, so come along, we explore it all together.
So we're back. Basically, as you can see, we have here our jars and we have here our seeds. Sprouting is basically when you put a seed in a damp and humid environment and the shell of the seed starts to break and it releases the shoot. So the sprouts are the initial phase of a root. They are very good to eat. They give like a crunchy and peppery texture and flavor note to your foods, which you can then use in sandwiches, salads. It's very good if you have a salad and you have a crunchy note in the salad, or even in a stir fry, which is very common in Asian dishes. So basically we have here our sunflower seeds, which are my favorite for a salad because they still are very crunchy and they really give a sunflower taste to your salad. In terms of health benefits of the sprouts, it helps with digestion and improves your immune system because they're a nutrient-rich food, because they are in the early stages of development of the seed. In terms of the history of sprouting, well, since the dawn of age, humans have been eating roots, but it is recorded that the ancient Chinese physicians would give the sprouts to help with numerous diseases in ancient China.
So now let's get started with the sprouting process. The first thing that we need to look at is our tools, of course. So we'll have a look at the jars that we're going to use today. We have here our Pearl Luna mesh jar. This is a jar specifically developed for sprouting. I have here a 1 liter jar. It's a simple screw cap closure that comes with 3 components. It is, of course, the metal ring to close it, and then also the mesh dish, which you need that there is air circulation, the sprouts can grow. And then we also have a sealing gasket. This is important so that the mesh disc doesn't fall out, because normally if it wouldn't be there, the mesh disc would just fall out. And with the sealing gasket, we can keep the components all together, and it's just a way more pleasant experience when using the jars, because you have to open and close them. Another thing that you will need is also a stand to let the jars dry, because you will put the water inside the jar, the water needs to be drained. There are 2 options we have. One is commonly a stand exactly for this. So this is the stand, and then the jar can be put here like this, and like this can just stay during the day. But then sometimes you don't have one of these specific stands, and then there is another option which we also use a lot and it perfectly works. This is just a simple bowl where you put the jar in, and you will see that there is some water in here. Take the water out and you're good to go again. Now the first thing that we need to get started is to clean and wash them thoroughly. So let's clean them. So now let's have a look at the seeds. We have here 4 different kinds of seeds, but the most common ones that people use normally to start out are, for example, alfalfa, also mung beans. Both of them have a very mild taste, so that's very easy to combine them with different kinds of foods, commonly used in stir fries, for example. Then there are a little bit more peppery ones and spicy ones, such as broccoli sprouts, and also radish sprouts. So today actually we have here broccoli sprouts, which you can see here, like this, the seeds look. We also have some radish ones, and this is actually of a black radish. It was for me the first time to see that a black radish exists, so that's why we chose these sprouts actually, because I didn't know that this existed. So that's super cool. Then we also want to bring some other ones. For us, they're also new, for example, such as the sunflower seeds. So it was the first time. I didn't really know that you could sprout sunflower seeds. And as you can see, it worked also very well. So as you can see, this world is super big. You can explore so many different kinds of seeds, and that's exactly the whole fun part about sprouting. So now we have our jar ready. Today we will choose the broccoli sprouts, so the broccoli seeds. And normally we recommend to use 1 to 2 tablespoons of seeds for the liter jar. You can also use a smaller jar. This is the 500 milliliter jar. You will see that our cap totally fits on the other jars as well. Normally I recommend the bigger one, but if you want to have a smaller quantity and maybe try out different kinds of sprouts, then I would recommend the smaller jar. But today we will use the big jar, so here I recommend 1 to 2 tablespoons. The first time I did it, I think I put 1 to 2 tablespoons, and this looks so little that you think like, okay, this will be way too little. But then you will see that it will actually grow into this much. So the first time I did it, I did way too much and I had to do the process all over again. And now the first step will be to submerge the seeds in water, because you will want them for around 8 hours. I normally do it overnight to be submerged so that they can soak up the water. So now we have the water in the jar. So in the next day, like tomorrow, we will come back and then we will drain the water. That's exactly the reason why we have this mesh over here. The seeds stay inside and they will stay moist. As James said in the beginning, this is exactly the process of how to let the seeds start to sprout. So the process normally takes for the broccoli sprouts 4 to 6 days. This one here right now is in its 4th day, but it depends from seed to seed. So for example, the sunflower seeds, they can take up to 12 days, for example. And this is something that you can find out through looking at them, and then you will see how they grow. You can try them as well during the days to see how the taste might change. So what we will do after we drain the water, we will keep the seeds in the jar. They will stay moist. You need to be a little bit careful that they don't stick together. So I normally turn the jar around so that I can use as much volume as possible, so that they're all like equally distributed in the jar, because there is a little risk that they can get moldy. If there is really not enough airflow and they stick all together, then they can get moldy, so you have to be a little bit careful with this. But if you really make sure that they all spread out, then it shouldn't be a problem. This process you'll repeat 2 to 3 times during the day, because it really depends on how moist they stay. Just have a look at them and see how moist they are, and then maybe you can add a little bit more water, which you then will drain, of course, again. And then with these seeds, after the 4th day, they will be ready to be eaten.
So we're back. I brought some tomatoes from my aunt. They're already cut up, and I'm gonna, of course, we're not gonna leave without showing you a nice recipe so you can use your sprouts. Lucas, can you give me the radish sprouts, please? Radish is good because it gives a certain spiciness, almost like onion taste, which is very good.
This is actually the black radish. So it was the first time that I saw a black radish. It looks actually super cool.
So yeah, you put a generous amount of your sprouts. So basically it's another component for the salad. Just put it on a nice plate, and then you can serve it for anyone you want. You want to try it?
Sure, of course. It looks amazing.
It's good?
Mm-hmm. It gives you spiciness to it.
Yeah.
Makes tomato salad way different. I really like it. Really good. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was lots of fun. As you can see, there's so many different options you can try out. I hope you will try out some at home as well. Tell us about some new sprouts that you have done, something like black radish or something, whatever you find. We're curious to know. Maybe we'll make a video about it.
Mm-hmm. You can always talk with us through our website. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and we'll be back with more cool videos for you. And enjoy your summer and have a nice day. Bye.
Take care.